Dave, first, what's the status on Freddie coming out of the game?
You know what? I don't know. I got word in the middle of the game that his ankle was really bothering him, and he was really, he was down, really down, and just couldn't keep going. So we had no other choice, and he's doing everything he can. I don't know what his status will be like for Game 3, but for tonight, we had no other option.
And then what do you just make of that game and all the emotions between the teams, and then obviously with the crowd? Like, how much can that shift the dynamic of this series?
Well, I thought, we knew going into this series there was going to be a lot of emotions, and, they just played a better baseball game than we did tonight.
Skipper, we all know of the friction between these two clubs. How surprised are you that it went to that extent this evening?
As far as the whole thing that transpired on the field, well, shoot, I've seen over 1,000 games here, well over 1,000 games in this ballpark, and I've never seen anything like that. And so obviously there's a lot of emotions and things like that, but that's something that should never happen. And I guess I was pretty naive too as far as the specifics, but I know that security handled the person that was involved as far as, throwing the baseball in the field, and you just never want to see that. And like I said, I've seen so many games at Dodger Stadium, and our fans are as good as any that I've ever seen.
Dave, with Freddie, like, how concerning is it that, obviously for the next month to try and keep him healthy without this thing kind of flaring up every now and then?
It's sort of where we're at. It's not ideal. It is of concern. It's day to day, and there's nothing else we can do about it. So I think that we have a workout tomorrow evening, and then we'll just kind of see where he's at with treatment. And then once we get to Tuesday, we'll see how he feels, and then we'll do the same thing for Game 4. So again, it's not ideal, but I think this is what we're going to have to be dealing with for the duration.
And obviously, you guys kind of bounced back yesterday after getting in that early hole. But how tough is it to keep kind of getting down 3-4 runs early on?
It's it certainly puts a little bit on the offense, and getting behind tonight. I thought that the Mookie ball that was robbed, the Tommy Edman first and second base with one out, double play right there. But that's baseball. I mean, I thought those were two good at bats, and I thought Freddie took a good at bat. We were down 3-1 to lead off the third of the fourth inning, and Tatis makes a great play, which could have been a double, which could have potentially cut into the lead. So, but again, those guys made defensive plays, and then they tacked on when they needed to. So now it's a 3-game series. Like I said, they played better, but we got to catch a lead too.
Front left.
Dave, you talked about you've seen many games here in this ballpark for sure. How do you just turn the page and move on to Game 3?
Oh, it was. I've turned it. I mean, it was ugly. It was ugly. I think for us, saving leverage guys, having Walker go in Game 3, I feel great about that. And that's one of those that you just kind of want to wash away and get to the next day.
Doc, you've seen a lot of Yu Darvish. What did you think of him tonight?
Like I said, there were some balls that we hit hard, and then didn't get anything to show for it. And then he made pitches when he needed to. You can see that he didn't use his fastball much. That's kind of what Yu does. It's a cutter, it's a slider, it's a curveball. It's a lot of front to back, and very efficient strike throwing. And, he did a good job getting through the 7th inning.
Front right.
With Mookie, obviously he had the walks last night and the ball in the first inning today, but just how have you kind of evaluated his overall at-bats so far this series? He's still waiting on a hit.
Well, couple walks. Obviously the first at-bat could have been a homer. And then for me, I hope he continues to just, stay within himself and not try to do too much. Maybe the last couple of bats where the game was not in hand, there was a little bit of, I wouldn't say indecision, but not as, what he's done, I think. But yeah, it's 2 games, so I'm not worried about it. So, I hope Mookie's not.
How big of a swing was that Profar catch, and just what were you able to see from the dugout on that play?
I didn't see anything, to be quite honest with you. I thought it was a homer, and then I didn't know if watching Mookie, I was trying to watch Mookie, and so I didn't know until he came running past me. So yeah, I thought that was a momentum changer, but also, again, I thought we built an inning after that. And then the Tommy Edman ball that was a double, ended up being a double play ball. I thought that was more deflating, but still, no excuse.
Front left.
What do you have for game 4?
I don't know yet, Barry. I think that's probably going to be all hands on deck at that point in time. And yeah, I don't know. I know Walker's starting game 3. I do know that.
So you think both teams could have a bullpen game in game 4?
I would say probably so. I could see that.
Front right.
What do you think of Jack today, his outing?
I thought he got better as the game went on. You look at the Tatis ball, he had count leverage, and then misfires down middle, gives up a homer, and then again you have 2 outs. You've got Peralta up, and he tries to go back foot slider, and it just doesn't get there, and he gives up a 2-run homer. And then after that, I thought he pitched well. Obviously, you don't want to hit Tatis to lead off an inning. And then the bunt base hit, and then I just felt right there. Banda gave us the best chance to maybe get a ground ball double play or get a punch. And I thought Merrill Jackson took some good at-bats against Jack Flaherty, the preceding 2 at-bats. So I felt it was a good time. But I think overall, I thought he did a good job keeping us in there.
All right, we'll take the last question.
Doc, what did you think about the whole mouthing off between Manny and Flaherty? Was that necessary, or?
You know what? I think, again, that's just, I chalk it up to emotions. Both guys are just competing their tails off, and sometimes you don't think before you speak. And so I don't know what was the instigator about it. I have no idea, Barry.